All right, love and peace, everybody. This is going to be a real quick story time about why you need to pay attention to your dreams and try to remember your dreams as much as possible, because the messages are eternal. And when I say by eternal, meaning your whole lifeline or your whole existence on this planet, in this dimension, is going to be something you can pull from these dreams that you have, right? So this is a story. So when I was 11 years old, this is around about the time that my family, my mother and my siblings, we start getting heavy into church. My mother found God and turned her life over, Jesus Christ. And, we were everyday patrons of the church. Any type of service that they had, whether it was the men's meeting, whether it was Bible study, prayer sessions, Friday night services, Sunday, etc. Any service you could think of, we was there. And I began to come into my age where I began to speak in tongues. I'm praying, I'm speaking in tongues. And I'm holding on to God. I'm holding on to Jesus closer than I ever have or ever would have thought I would have. Because it was like probably the brightest light that I had seen in a long time. But as I began to go through this process, we had this guest speaker that came to our church, and it was a pastor. I can't think of this gentleman's name. I don't even know if he's still with us right now at all. But he picked me out of the whole congregation while he was in the spirit and he was speaking. And, he got to telling me a little bit about myself, how I'm athletic, I'm really good at football, I'm really quick on my feet, so the first two things, like he's saying, I'm like, okay, whatever. So when he started saying, yeah, you're really fast, you're really quick on your feet, then I'm like, damn, how does he know this, Now trust, at this time, I know that God is real, what I'm saying, I believe fully in everything, but just to hear a man, a mortal saying this, it struck deep. So he begins to proceed, and he's like, but that's not what you're called to do. You're called to minister. Okay, message received. Shortly after that, I want to say maybe not even a month or maybe 2 months after that, I have a dream. I never forget. We were living in Laughing Park Projects. It was a project in the city that we lived in. It was right across from another projects that will rival each other, and it was crazy at this time. This is like the mid coming up to the late 90s. But anyway, I had a dream, and this dream was so vivid that in the physical, I woke up sweating, and I can feel what I'm about to describe to you. So in this dream, I'm in this cave and I'm running for my fucking life. And in the beginning, I can't really tell what I'm running from. I just know that I'm running, and I know that I'm fucking terrified and I'm scared. So I'm running, and I finally hit a wall. And I back up against this wall, and I finally face what I'm running from. And it's a lion. I'm talking about big ass lion, hair made of fire, or mane made of fire, a lion. And it gets to me, and I'm sweating, and I got sweat trickling down my face, sweat trickling down my throat. And it puts his mouth around my neck. It doesn't bite down. It doesn't proceed to, just go at it and tear me apart. But it puts his mouth around my neck, and it holds it there. And at this point, this wakes me up, and I feel the imprint of the teeth on my neck in the physical. This is what I feel. I feel the imprint of my teeth. I wake up sweating hard as hell, like I had actually been running. And at that time, I never knew what that dream meant until now. Fast forward. So, and this is what I mean by your dreams. They are eternal, and it's like a Rolodex or a textbook or your study notes. It's your spiritual study notes. There we go. It's your spiritual study notes. So as I'm proceeding now with what we got going on and what our mission is, I'm looking back at all of my spiritual study notes, and that struck a chord with me. And it struck a chord with me because I battle with not wanting to explain myself and feeling that feeling that the things that I say, that, you know, you either catch it or you don't. And that's egotistical, right? But it's deeper than that. That dream in that cave with me running for my fucking life and that lion catching up to me and putting his mouth around my neck was a representation of a hole that was put on my throat chakra. A hole that through my ego I masked, not wanting to speak and say the things that need to be said, which is a total disservice to everything that I believe now that I was designed to do, that is part of, you know, what my contributions need to be on this planet before it's time for me to transition. So I wanna pose a challenge to everybody that I know, whether it's family, friends, loved ones, those that, you know, are that you know, just tap in or whatever to whatever we got going on. Start trying to find ways to keep up with your dreams, you know, journals on the side of the bed, etc., and write them down, because those are your spiritual study notes. Whether it's going to be an answer to something that has already happened and, you know, you was kind of clueless about, you might even forgot about it, you know what I'm saying? Or it's things that might come in the future. And just go over those notes, man. Like, go over them. There's going to be certain parts that you might remember that, you know, for sure. And boom, it'll strike the thought automatically when things are going on, and they kind of spark, and then you can go from there and dissect things and make sense of things. And there's going to be other things that just kind of leave out your mind. And that dream, for the longest, it was absent from my mind. I had pushed it back so far until I start studying my current. You know what I mean? Until I start studying my now, then I start piecing it together and it started making sense. So the whole purpose of my little rant that I just had right now, my little speech, was study your spiritual study notes. Look over your spiritual study notes, which are your dreams. Your dreams are your spiritual study notes. Take heed to them, listen to them. Our dreams oftentimes are parables, you know, so you may see different characters or different situations, different areas, scenarios, or whatever. It may not be exactly where you are right now, but it is a representation of something. And listen to that shit, man. Listen to it. I'm talking about tune all the way into a Dolby surround sound. Tune all of get engulfed in it. And listen, it's going to help you be able to maneuver through your life, maneuver through your purpose. Love and peace.